Hello, this is Dr. Dave Maslach talking to you about reciprocity.com. The E is written with a 3. And in this particular video, I really want to talk about what are the most difficult problems with self-publishing. So if you watched the last couple of videos, I've been talking a lot about self-publishing and actually getting something out. So I talked about marketing in the last video. I also talked about, how much does a copy editor work, or how much does it actually cost to get an editor. But in this particular video, I want to talk about actually some of the problems with doing the self-publishing thing. I have a lot of experience with this because I'm a researcher. I'm a professor of innovation strategy and entrepreneurship, and we have to publish to make a living. That's our job, is to publish as much as we possibly can. That's why I'm actually trying to create this platform. But anyways, there is a lot of different problems that you experience when you're self-publishing, and a lot of it's not really what you're expecting and what you're thinking about. So self-publishing are those people that are wanting to become a writer, an author, a book writer of some sort or something. Maybe you're doing a blog, for example, and you're putting stuff out, and you're continuously putting stuff out. As well as, maybe you're an academic, maybe you're whatever it is, you're trying to do some sort of self-publishing of some degree and actually trying to move along the process and actually make a living out of this. It's really stinking hard, and there's lots of different problems that you face. So the first one is you truly are an entrepreneur and you face a lot of uncertainty. This is one thing we do know in the entrepreneurship literature. We've been talking about this for almost 100 years now, that entrepreneurs have to face a lot of uncertainty. They don't know what they want. They don't know how to deal with kind of different things, and they have to make those decisions. You have to make those decisions when you're self-publishing of what to do and actually build and assemble things. There's this topic called bricolage that we do talk about, and this is where you put sort of different elements of things together and actually create something new that nobody else has. And you have to do that as the self-publishing writer, whatever it is that you're doing. And this is related to the second thing, is that self-publishing is truly, in self-publishing a book, written work in a blog, it's really, you have to be self-motivated. So one thing most people are going to overlook, and most people are not going to be cut out for this, and I guarantee 99% of the people they're going to watch this video and they're going to be like, oh yeah, that's not me, but then it is them, because there is so many things that happen in life that sort of demotivate you and sort of derail you from the thing that you're actually producing. It is really stinking hard to keep something up for a long time, and you have to keep it up for a very, very long time before anybody actually takes notice of it. For a lot of different reasons, you can watch some of my older videos on that, and you have to do it for 5 years, whatever it is. You're self-publishing. Maybe you need to, your first book is not going to be a hit. You're going to have to put out probably 10 books by the time you actually start building a following, and people are actually starting to pay attention. And that takes a lot of work, takes a lot of time, and you have to continuously keep investing in that. So what I would recommend is to sort of moonlight for a long time before you actually build that thing. So do nights and weekends. Best sort of topic, best way to actually build something in the long run. And you have to be motivated and self-motivated. So you don't want to do something really risky and quit everything to become a writer. You're going to find out it sucks for the large part, because you have to be self-motivated and put that stuff out and continue to work at it. And some people are going to enjoy it. Not a lot of people are going to enjoy it because it is work. It takes a lot of time and effort. It's not magical in any sort of way. The third thing is you're going to have very, very little support. And that's going to be very, very challenging with what you are doing, right? So the little support is kind of related to the other two. And, for example, you have to actually find a situation, and the support might be financial support. It might be nobody's going to care what you're doing until it actually takes off. So there's kind of thing that I always say, nobody wants you until everybody wants you. And at that moment, that's when everything takes off. There's kind of tipping points or dynamics with this particular industry. With a lot of industries, there's tipping point dynamics, meaning that nothing happens for a very, very long time, and all of a sudden something happens and you become this big giant thing, right? And that is totally, truly typical of any of this kind of stuff. Because I won't get into it, but anyways, just know that that's going to happen. You're going to have very, very little support. Nobody's going to sort of trust what you're doing and sort of believe what you're doing until it actually takes off. And then you're going to have to sort of fight off the dynamics of, popularity dynamics at that moment. And that is kind of really, truly what happens in these kind of environments. The fourth thing that you have to deal with is that you have to build an audience and a community. So watch the last video. I also talk about how to get 1,000 true fans. It's really cool. And what you're trying to do is actually build this community before you actually do anything, and as you're doing something. So you have to not only build and write the book. So the nice thing with the blog is you're building a community. With the YouTube channel, you're building a community as you go. But if you're building a book, you have to build a community as you go as well. So you have to blog or do whatever on the side that's going to help you out. Because really what you need is a group of people that are going to know, like, and trust you to actually buy the thing that you're doing, right? So that is really critically important. Self-publishing also means that you're going to have to write a lot more than you think it's going to be. You don't just write a book. You write probably about 5 books, and then you pick the best material of those 5 books to actually make one book. So you're going to have to write tons and tons and tons, and it's just kind of, you got to get in the habit of that, where you're writing pages and pages and pages every single day. I think Stephen King, I want to say he writes like 30 pages a day. That's a lot, right? Like, most people can't do that, not even come close. On a good day, I'll write 8. On a sort of an average day, I'll probably write 3 to 4 pages a day. And that is truly, that's the normal pace. And I've been doing this for at least 10 years now, probably 15 years. That's my normal pace of writing, and I'm kind of getting used to that. And I know that's what I could do, and that's what the pace that you should be at is somewhere. Maybe if it's a page a day, that's great. If you do more, that's better. But just know it's going to take you a lot of time. It's going to take you a lot more writing to get to the point where you actually have something that is really good. And just know that that's going to happen, right? So you can't just go blah and that's it. No, you have to blah, and then you have to sort of trim things and make sense of that particular thing. The last thing, so the sixth thing that I think is important that a lot of people sort of forget is that it's a job, right? If you're doing the self-publishing thing, you have to treat it as a job. It's not sort of a fun thing that you're doing. It's not something that you're just like, whatever. No, you got to treat it like a job. It's a priority. You have to sort of sit down and work and do the work, right? You have to actually put that stuff in. It requires a lot of dedication, requires a lot of commitment, and it's just not kind of willy-nilly. And if you're going to do the willy-nilly thing, it's not going to work. It's just truly not going to work. You're going to waste a bunch of time, and it's just not going to pan out. So you could do the willy-nilly thing and do it for a little bit, but yeah, just know, the people that actually put in the time. It's like if you want to become a professional athlete, you got to put in like 10 years, right, of shoveling the work before you actually become good enough that people are looking at you. And that's really what happens with this kind of stuff. Again, popularity dynamics and stuff like that, it all sort of plays in before it becomes something that's viable. And you just have to recognize that, and you have to put in sort of dedication and time and treat it as a job. Don't treat it as kind of a fun thing. Although, I mean, this is truly fun. I love doing this and putting this stuff out. I really, truly love it. It's fun. But at the same time, I'm treating it as a job, as sort of another role that I'm doing to help you out and help as many people as I can, such that people are going to check out the particular website that I've created, right? So that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Hopefully you like those different points. Some solutions to these particular issues, uncertainty. Make sure you try to find somebody that you can sort of rely on and help out. Find a trusted advisor, whether it's in person, make sure, or whether it's online. I mean, you could follow these YouTube videos of what I'm trying to do, and that's going to help you out a lot. You can go and, for being self-motivated, just get out there and start shoveling, start working and doing that thing, and just keep doing it. Just know you just got to do a little bit every single day. Have your goals to be doing a little bit every day, building your community. Get out there and just start putting out stuff every single day. Just continuous to do that, and it'll work. It just takes a lot of time. And in terms of treating stuff or writing a lot, get out there and write. Just continuous to write. Just keep doing that. And just know it's going to take a lot more work than you'd ever imagine it's going to work, and that's totally fine. That's truly the thing that's going to happen. And as well, treat it as a job. Treat this seriously, right? Like, this is your priority to do this, whatever it is. Anyways, I'll take care. My kids are home. Bye.